Hello there, my friends. You can see I'm patching some water damage I got behind this wall and behind the paint that was making the paint bubble. This here looks like a crack that's going to form in the wall. So I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to repair this crack. Now, I've been told that one thing that you should do if you have a crack, a visible crack, is to take a utility knife, like so, and scratch it and make it bigger. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. The other thing that you might people would say, like, maybe kind of like peel the paint off. I guess I could do that. But I'm just going to tape right over it. So here's what I'm going to use. I do have a utility knife. I don't really need that. I have a hawk. You don't really need a hawk, but I happen to have one, so I'm going to use it. It acts like a nice drip tray when you're like working on the wall, and especially if you're a novice like me. And I'm going to use this 10-inch knife, and I'm also going to use this putty knife. And that's about all I'm going to use. I'm going to mix my own. Oh, and I'm sorry, and you actually need some drywall tape. This is like $1.50 at the hardware store. If you don't need, if you already have tools, you don't. Like I said, you don't need the hawk. You can just use like one of these little containers right here to mix your stuff in and scrape your tools on the side. You could have, a little Ziploc container like that, or Rubbermaid. Try to get something with a flat edge though, like square instead of a round one, because that's going to help you when you're scraping. All right, let's go make some mud. All right, so this is easy sand. This is 45, which means 45 minutes setting time, which means you have about 45 minutes once you mix it up to work with it. And they also call it joint compound. You can call it drywall mud. They have different names for it. Basically, this is a mud box. Like I said, you can use anything. You can see this is dirty because I was doing some mud earlier. But what you're going to do is you're going to take, I was taught that you put the water in the box first, and then you put the powder in. Now, you do whatever makes you happy. This isn't like rocket science. But everybody's got a different technique. I'm sure somebody down in the comments is going to say something about, no, you're not doing that right. I've been doing drywall for years, and that's not the way to do it. I have my own method. I'm sure everybody has their own method. So if you have a method that's better than this, you think it's better than this, go ahead and put it in the comments. That's how we learn. Learn by watching other people do stuff and adjusting our techniques. Let me put the image in here so you can see what consistency we're going for here. Okay, so what we're going for here is like a peanut butter-like consistency. All right. Just mix that sucker up like that. A little bit more powder. A little bit more. That's probably good. You just fold it in like you're folding in baking ingredients. Like when your grandma used to make you a birthday cake, right? Fold the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients. Good. Now this actually is more like kind of the consistency of a skim coat. Like if you're going to do a skim coat, this would be perfect. But see how it's not falling off the knife? It's pretty good. All right. A little bit thicker would be nice, but by the time we get upstairs, this is going to already start to set, so that's going to be fine. So we're going to put away our stuff. All right, so now we're back at the crack of dawn, Krakatoa, east of Java. All right, so here's the line, right? This is the crack. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this knife and we're gonna put, yeah, see how it's not quite set? I should have mixed this a little bit better, a little thicker. That'll work. And then we're gonna put some putty, some joint compound, all with this putty knife, all the way down the crack. All the way down. We're gonna fill that crack with material. Put your jokes in the comments below. We love crack jokes. And yeah. All right. Now, fun stuff. We're going to take our tape, right? And we're going to measure, and then we're going to tear it. Or if you want to get like really crazy and be like all Mr. Contractor and stuff, you put the tape down here, you get your knife clean, and you tap every couple inches to get to the end, and then you go, oh, come on, there you go, perfect, clean cut, see? Now make sure that's on there real nice, because what you don't want are any bubbles. So from the middle, spread it out, from the middle, spread it out. Now, we're going to put mud, joint compound, whatever you call it, on top of the tape. Beautiful, right? Now this wall is textured. It's not a flat wall, right? Which is great because I can be a little bit messy. But even if you were on a flat wall, the first coat goes on, it goes on a bit messy, right? So that's what the second and third coats are for. So the first coat, you're going to put the material on. You're going to get this to stick. And the second coat, you're going to feather it out. And the third coat, you're going to feather it out even more, right? So now we got the material on here. You go, here, let's get our hawk. And let's get our 10-inch knife. What we're going to do is we're going to go down the length. We'll go, here, let's go in the middle. And we're going to press out the mud. See all that mud that came out? And we're going to do the same thing this way. See all that mud? Now that tape's on there good. Alright? So, it's nice and feathered out. Give it a little scooch like that. And your tape's on there. So that's your first coat. You come back here, you do a second coat, you thin it out, you can sand it in the middle. When this dries, it's 8 to 24 hours, it says on the instructions, but it's really 24 hours. So come back tomorrow after this time, and then you can scrape any areas that are raised. You can sand it if you want to. Look at me, putting divots in my mud. Here, you can do all that stuff if you feel like it. And then second coat, third coat, and then you paint it. That's all you got. So I hope this helps you. If it does, smash like. Have a great day. Help somebody else without getting caught. Hello there. Day 2. Taping. Remember when we taped this yesterday? No air bubbles in that at all. Alright? But I can still see the tape through the mud. So day 2. The mud is slightly thinner. See? Still sticks to the knife. Sorta. Bloop. But it's like the consistency of like maybe yogurt instead of peanut butter. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the mud box. Should use the hawk really, but I'll just use the mud box. I'm going to use this 3-inch knife. I'm going to use the back. Actually, it's not even a taping knife. All this is the putty knife, and I'm going to slap this onto the wall. And if you mix this mud, if I were to mix this mud and it were too thin, and I either ran out or I didn't want to add any more, I just let this sit for like a minute or so. It'll set a little bit and it'll be thicker. But yeah, I'm just going to cover up the tape above and below. And then I'm going to take my 10-inch knife and I'm going to go all the way down the length of it and feather it out. And then we're going to have nice. So this wall, I said, if you watched the previous video, this wall is textured. So I'm not going to make this super smooth. If I make this super smooth, it's not going to blend in with the rest of the wall. And it looks like whoever did the wall before me or originally used a technique to hide imperfections by making the imperfections so glaringly obvious that they look like they're part of the design. So, which is really actually very clever, I think. See these little bubbles here? So that's the texture that's in here. So you just kind of slap this stuff on the wall and then leave the imperfections to dry. The only thing is when we paint this, we're going to need a cloth. Well, I prefer to use a cloth roller as opposed to a sponge roller because it'll get inside all the little cracks and such. So and they're a little more. The cloth rollers are slightly more expensive, but you clean them out. They're really durable, very reusable. All right, so I got enough mud on here to cover that first layer. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 10-inch knife, which I think is up here on the ladder, yep, and my hawk, and I'm going to go this way. And I'm going to go this way. The ladder's in my way there. I'm just going to press on that. Right? Now I can see some of the tape in the middle there, so I'm going to put that back down. Ooh, good thing I've had my tarp down here. Now I'm going to muddy this up, make this look a little more messy. So if you were doing a smooth finish, you would take the knife and apply pretty good pressure and do that. But if you're doing a messy finish, like this, it's kind of don't want to see the tape. You muddy it up there. And then kind of lay it out there like that. Alright. So there's our second coat, and we're good. Hope you guys have a great day. I'm going to finish the rest of this wall. And hope you guys enjoy yourselves, enjoy your life. Let me know what you're up to in the comments below. And I hope you succeed in your projects. Smashing a like for me helps me a lot. Thanks. Oh, I'm not a professional contractor, by the way, in case you couldn't tell. I'll bet you can tell. Hello there, my friends. All right, this is a good example of what I was talking about when you can use a sponge to smooth out this drywall. So this drywall has been applied this morning. It's not quite dry yet, but even if it were overnight, instead of sanding this and creating a dust cloud, and or you can take your scraper and scrape the raised bits off, you can do this with a scrubby sponge. You can just kind of lightly go over it like that, and you can smooth all this out, if that's the effect you're going for. Now I want a little texture here, so I'm going to leave a lot of this, but I'm just showing you as an example how you can do this. There's no dust. I'm not kicking up any dust by doing this, right? And so this is definitely a usable technique if you don't want to have to create a negative airflow space and you know, do all that kind of happy stuff. So yeah, there's a million ways to do this. If somebody out there has a better way than this, or if I'm not doing it right to your satisfaction, you go ahead and tell me, and I'll listen to you, because I'm willing to change my mind and learn new techniques. I'm just some dude that is trying to fix up his house. I'm not a professional contractor. I just watch YouTube videos like everybody else and learn how to do stuff. Alright, well, that's all I got for you today. So I hope you guys have a great day. Smash a like for me, and see you on the next one. Thanks. Alright, so you can see here that I put the first coat on yesterday, and there are some real iffy spaces here. See this right here? See that? There, that first coat. Yeah, we need a second coat. Plus, can you see where it's like dull there? Like right there? How much of that has to do with the fact this paint's been sitting in my basement for 16 years? And that maybe I didn't mix it up enough. I don't know. I shook it up a little bit, but that's possible. You should have seen. I should have taken a picture. The paint was separated into its constituent colors. You could see red like floating on the top. So yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and put a second coat of paint on this, and we'll see what the results are. I'll show you afterwards. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, at worst case scenario, I didn't spend any money. I had a couple foam rollers sitting down there. I'm using foam rollers. Usually I would use cloth rollers on a textured surface like this to get into the grooves. But I had those foam rollers laying around forever, so I figured I'd use them up. And so it's not costing me. This project's only costing me time. It's not costing me any money. So I'm fine with that for now. But yeah, if this doesn't work out, and I'm almost at the bottom of that can of paint, we'll just get another color, and we'll just, you know, I'll throw down some gray primer to go over top of the dark color here and pick a different color. But anyway, if you know why that paint does that, like looks flat instead of glossy like the rest of it, see the difference there? Put it in the comments for me. That'd be great. You could share the information with the rest of us and we can learn something. I am not a contractor. I am what you would call an amateur. Just some dude that owns a house that's trying to like save some money by doing things myself. So if you can learn from my mistakes, great. And if I can learn from your wisdom, even better. So smash a like for me. Have a great day. See if you can help somebody without getting caught. Alright, well that's a big sigh of relief. I put the second coat on, and now you can see that it's blending in nicely. You can see where it's wet, of course. But you don't see those giant white marks flowing through the first coat of paint as we did before. So I'm happy with the results here. Hopefully that dries the same color or a similar color. I probably actually should go over this part here with the roller and just kind of blend it in just in case it doesn't quite match. And that way at least I'll have half a wall that looks the same. Although I think we're putting a big dresser back there anyway. But yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to take the remnants of the roller here, which I use a plastic shopping bag to put the roller in temporarily, so that if something like this comes up, I can take it out again and use it real quick. So that makes a nice line here. Kind of straighten it out a little bit, blend that in a little bit. Yeah, I think. I don't know, what do you guys think? Should I get on the ladder again? I don't want to get on the ladder again. Let's see. It'll be fine. And if it's not, I have a little bit of paint left. So I'm going to go ahead and reclaim this into a kimchi jar that my beloved always likes to save those little glass kimchi jars. For what? I have no idea, but I'm using it for this paint now. So anyway, have a great day. Smash like for me. Ask me questions. Give me tips. I'm learning. I'm not a contractor. I'm just some dude that's got an old house and is cheap and doesn't want to pay contractors for work that I can still physically do myself. And yeah, and maybe this helps somebody. If it does, smash like. Thanks. Have a great day. See if you can help somebody without getting caught.